Okay, so we are going first, and when you look at our hand, we have 2 Stratos, 1 ROTA, and 2 interruptions. I decide to activate ROTA instead of normal summoning Stratos because when you activate ROTA, that means our opponent still has no idea what type of deck we are playing. So I'm going to make a warrior search from my deck, which is going to be Fountain, and there are 2 reasons for that. Number 1, we have 2 Stratos in our hand, so that means we can normal summon Stratos, and then we can activate Fountain's effect and special summon a second copy of Stratos. So that means we can make a double search because Stratos effect is not hard once per turn, as you can see. And the second reason is Droll Lockbird. So once I make a search, unfortunately I don't have any cards that can stop the effect of Droll Lockbird. So due to that, I have to search for Fountain. Because I can normal summon Stratos, but make no search. I can special summon Fountain to my field, and then I can go for number 60 Dugares. Dugares' effect will help me to detach 2 monsters to the graveyard, and because Fountain is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, that means I can set Mask Change from my deck, which is a huge advantage for our case because we can access for Darkhold. And since we control 2 monsters in our field, that means we can send our effect monsters to the graveyard in order to link summon ROTA Anaconda, and with the help of Anaconda's effect, we can fusion summon DPE. And by the way, I decided to send Furnace to my graveyard instead of Denier, because I'm going to destroy both DPE and ROTA Anaconda and resurrect DPE in my next turn. And the moment that I resurrect DPE, that means I can also bring back Furnace from my graveyard. So this is another tip that you can use during your duels. Now, we set a Mask Change and Forbidden Droplet and Imperm. So we created this board until Droll Lockbird. So that means it's still a decent board, we still have a win condition, but again, we still don't know if it is going to be enough for our keys or not. We have no idea about our opponent's deck, but when you look at the cover of their card, maybe they are playing Kewl Tune, it might give you a small hint. Let's see if it is true, and yes, they are playing it. They activate Synchro Overtake, which is a limited 1 card. They are running 40 cards, so they just hard draw this card, and they're going to make a search. I do not activate Mask Change here because I still wanna look out and see what my opponent is up to. Now, they try to resolve Reco, and what it does is basically they can add 1 more Kewl Tune Master from their deck or graveyard to their hand. And as you know, the way that this deck works is if they control at least 1 master on their field, they can use another master from their hand and synchro summon without controlling 2 monsters on the field. So that's why I decided to chain with DPE's effect, but the moment that I chain with it, my opponent just activates Harmonia, a new hand trap, which I have talked about it earlier. They can resolve all 3 of these effects. I activated Mask Change, and I'm going to send DPE to the graveyard. I'm actually about to banish the Synchro Master that he is going to send to the graveyard, because once he sends it to the graveyard, he can just activate his effect as well. When we look at the reveal cards, he has cards like Malong, which can target 1 face-up card I control and return it to my hand, or he can resolve Ignister if he wants, target 1 card I control and shuffle it to my deck. So that's why I wanted to get rid of at least 1 of those interruptions, and I'm pretty sure that he was going to destroy DPE. So that means when I lose DPE, I won't have any Hero Dark Monster on my field, which means that I won't be able to activate Mask Change later on, because I don't run Atomic in my deck as well. So that means Mask Change would be totally useless, and as you expected, the moment I summon Darklow to my field, the chain resolved and he decided to destroy it, because the destruction effect does not target any monster on the field, so he can choose whatever he wants. And this ruling is kind of stupid, by the way. This card has potential of interrupting 2 times when it is activated, and why do you give a destruction effect which doesn't target a monster on the field? Like, whose idea was it?
Fire whoever designed that.
But we still resolve DPE's effect and we get rid of Reco. He's going to make a search from his deck, but the problem is I don't have many things left in my field to protect me. If we would have Darklow on the field, we would banish any card that he sends to the graveyard. That means we had a win condition. But right now we don't have any. We just have 2 more interruptions and that's it. Now he resolves Rotary from his hand. He's going to Synchro Summon into Maker. Now he's going to resolve both of their effects. And let me explain the chain here a little bit. The last effect that he activated is Reko's effect. When it is sent to the graveyard, it can target 1 spell or trap card I control. Luckily, he targeted Imperm, so that means I can just chain back and target Maker. So that means I'm going to stop his generic searcher. The chain is going to resolve. He's going to add his field spell to his hand and activate it immediately. And the moment that he resolved his tribute effect, I was really surprised because he actually tributed Harmonia. So I was like, how is that even possible? When I read the card one more time, it says you can tribute one tuner, add to your hand, or special summon one Kewl Tune Master from your deck. Wait a second. This card is a tuner?
You're kidding. But where's the fun in that?
This card is already strong enough, which has 2 interruptions. And you make this card tuner so that it can synergizes with Kewl Tune. I mean, haven't these developers tried to nerf Kewl Tune already? They have limited reco, they made synchro overtake limited one, they have rotary limited one, and then you created this card for what? It literally does not make any sense. This card is literally made for Kewl Tune. Now he is going to search for Sui and he's going to normal summon it. I tried to negate Sui's effect because, you know, it's a combo starter. The moment that I negate it, unfortunately, he just keeps playing. He couldn't be able to finish me, but I don't have any way to strike back. And my main phase has been skipped because I activated number 60 Dugares, if you remember. The only card that I can activate is Malicious. Since I don't have any other hero card in my hand, that means I cannot activate Faris and special summon him. But if I summon Malicious to my field, at least I can just, you know, tribute summon him. But again, my opponent controls 7, so that means I won't be able to activate such an effect. He's just not going to help me to resolve Malicious, and that means I'm totally doomed. He's just going to finish me off, and that's how you lose the duels. Now, this is the deck that my opponent was playing, and look at it. How many interruptions they have? 3 Wailer, 2 Droll Lockbird, 1 Maxi, 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Gospel, 3 Fydraulis, 3 Harmonia. So they have 18 hand traps, plus they have 2 Triple T, 1 copy of Called by the Grave and Crossout Designator, and 3 copies of the Fallen the Virtuous. And yet, they could be able to win against us. How? How is this possible? They have limited 2 mix, they have only 1 copy of Kewl Tune Clip, they have 2 copies of Reco and 2 copies of Sui. Now when you think about it, of course they have some searches like Synchro Overtake, Duelist Genesis, and Kewl Tune Synchro. But if you remember that previously I said that Maker should be banned, Kewl Tune Synchro should be banned, it still doesn't matter. Look at how consistent this deck is. Like, I negated the effect of Maker, and my opponent didn't even activate Kewl Tune Synchro, and yet they still won. Why? Because of this card. He gets rid of Dark Lord first, and then he got tributed, summoned for the field spell. Like, this card does so many things for Kewl Tune. Now, I know that we were under Droll Lockbird, so that means our endboard wasn't in the strongest version. But still, most of the time, even with that board, you can win the matches. They can run so many hand traps like this, and they try to limit it their starters. The devs already know that how strong, how powerful this deck is, but why give this card to this deck? Like, seriously, whose idea was it to create a card that is going to revoke all of your nerfs in the recent patches? Right now, none of these nerfs matter at all. You just witnessed how this deck can still be pain in the neck. How are they planning to nerf this card, by the way? Are they going to limit this card, or are they going to ban cards like Melon or, I don't know, Wing Pegasus? I mean, they have just released this card, so that means it is not going to get hit in the near future, but it's still a troubling card in a meta deck such as Kewl Tune. Now, obviously, from time to time, Hero is going to struggle against this meta decks, but the issue is not at whether they play meta deck or not. Sometimes the issue is the hand traps. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.